Style is knowing who you are, what you want to say, and not giving a damn. Gore Vidal.
Gore Vidal was one of the most influential American writers, intellectuals, and political commentators of the 20th century. Known for his sharp wit, fearless opinions, and elegant writing style, Vidal became famous as a novelist, essayist, playwright, screenwriter, and public intellectual. Throughout his long career, he challenged political power, criticized social hypocrisy, and explored American history through literature and commentary. Gore Vidal earned admiration for his intelligence and literary talent, but he also became known for his controversial views and outspoken personality. Whether writing fiction, debating politics on television, or commenting on American society, Vidal remained one of the most recognizable and provocative voices of his time. Gore Vidal was born Eugene Louis Vidal Jr. on October 3, 1925, in West Point, New York, USA. He came from a politically connected and influential family. His father, Eugene Luther Vidal, was an aviation pioneer and government official, while his mother, Nina Gore Vidal, came from a wealthy and politically active family. Vidal's grandfather, Thomas Pryor Gore, was a United States Senator from Oklahoma and played an important role in his upbringing. Because his grandfather was blind, young Gore often read books and newspapers aloud to him. This experience helped develop Vidal's love of language, literature, and politics. As a child, Vidal spent much of his early life in Washington, D.C., where he became familiar with political culture and powerful public figures. These experiences later influenced many of his novels and political essays. Gore Vidal attended several schools during his youth, including St. Albans School and Phillips Exeter Academy. Although he was intelligent and widely read, he sometimes struggled with formal education because of his independent personality and dislike of authority. From a young age, Vidal showed a deep interest in literature and writing. He admired classic authors and spent much of his time reading history, philosophy, and fiction. During World War II, Vidal served in the United States Army in the Aleutian Islands. His military experiences later influenced some of his writing and strengthened his understanding of politics and human conflict. After the war, Gore Vidal quickly began building a literary career. In 1946, at only 20 years old, he published his first novel, Willie Waw, based on his wartime experiences. The book received positive reviews and established him as a promising young writer. However, Vidal became widely controversial in 1948 after publishing The City and the Pillar. The novel openly portrayed homosexuality at a time when such topics were rarely discussed in mainstream American literature. The book shocked many critics and readers, and some major newspapers refused to review Vidal's work afterward. Despite the controversy, the novel later became recognized as an important and groundbreaking work in LGBTQ literary history. Throughout his career, Gore Vidal wrote numerous novels, essays, plays, and screenplays. His writing often combined historical knowledge, satire, political criticism, and sharp dialogue. Vidal became especially admired for his historical novels about American politics and history. These books explored the personalities, ambitions, and conflicts that shaped the United States. His novel Myra Breckinridge caused major controversy because of its bold treatment of gender and sexuality. However, it also demonstrated Vidal's willingness to challenge social norms and cultural expectations. In addition to novels, Gore Vidal worked in film and television. He wrote screenplays and adapted literary works for Hollywood productions. One of his most famous screenwriting contributions was to the epic film Ben-Hur, 1959. Although his exact role was debated for years, Vidal was widely credited with helping shape parts of the screenplay. He also wrote for theater and television, showing his versatility as a writer across different forms of media. Gore Vidal became almost as famous for his political opinions as for his literature. He strongly criticized American foreign policy, political corruption, corporate power, and the influence of money in politics. He often described himself as a critic of the American political system and warned about the dangers of excessive military power and loss of civil liberties. Although he never won elected office, he remained highly active in political discussions and public debates. During the 1960s and 1970s, Gore Vidal became a well-known television personality. He appeared frequently on talk shows and political programs, where audiences admired his intelligence, humor, and debating skills. One of his most famous public rivalries was with conservative commentator William F. Buckley, Jr. Their televised debates became legendary because of their intense arguments and personal attacks. These debates helped establish Vidal as one of America's leading public intellectuals. Vidal believed writers should challenge authority and question accepted beliefs. His fearless commentary made him both admired and controversial. Gore Vidal maintained a highly private personal life despite his public fame. He spoke openly about sexuality and relationships at a time when many public figures avoided such discussions. He spent much of his later life living between the United States and Italy. Vidal enjoyed intellectual conversation, literature, and political analysis throughout his life. Although known for his sharp tongue and sarcastic humor, friends and colleagues often described him as highly intelligent and deeply knowledgeable about history and culture. In his later years, Vidal continued writing essays, giving interviews, and commenting on politics and society. Even as he aged, he remained active in public discussions and literary events. Gore Vidal died on July 31, 2012 in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 86. His death marked the end of a remarkable literary and intellectual career that lasted more than 6 decades. Gore Vidal remains one of the most important American intellectuals and writers of the 20th century. His novels, essays, and political commentary continue to be studied and discussed worldwide. Vidal's work challenged readers to think critically about politics, history, and society. Whether admired or criticized, he never stopped questioning authority or provoking debate. Today, Gore Vidal is remembered as a bold literary figure who combined intelligence, courage, and satire to leave a lasting mark on American literature and public life.